I think especially in the light of organizations figuring out their working models now in hybrid. And just yesterday I was having a conversation with someone that was saying that they have a group of managers that are nervous about always working remotely, whether it's collaboration with their people, whether it's accountability. And we talked a little bit about trust.
Hmm.
And the idea is if you have somebody that's relatively new, how much trust do you give someone? Is it all of it until it's taken away? Is it in the middle and then you earn it or you lose it? If you give no trust, I think you're in big trouble. So I guess it's an option, but I would
Right.
strongly discourage it because I do think that there's that fear of transparency and accountability, and I have a lot of people, and how do I know? And I have these big goals and things that I need to accomplish. And so the one thing, just being a trained organizational psychologist, I think if you woke us up during our coursework, we would tell you about goal setting and the importance of it and the clarity of it and the timeliness of it. And so I think oftentimes we try to put so many boundaries because we feel greater sense of control. So if I know that somebody is working certain hours, I feel like I maybe have more ownership of that, or again, more control over that, versus saying, this is what I need you to do this month. This is what I need you to do this quarter. And we're going to check in. But to me, what's crazy is how many of these recommendations we've come up with, but in realistically, how often people find a reason that it's really hard to follow. And I understand that maybe it's not a piece of cake. You have a big team. It's hard to do check-ins every week. But I think the end goal of having something like that is critical, because if you have an understanding of what the end goal is, if you have that defined, if you have some timeline of agreeing, it's like basic project management. And then what happens in between that, if you have those specific milestones, you can be a little more relaxed, because if the first one is missed, then you can think strategically, how do we fix that? How do we get back on track? You don't have to worry 2 months, 3 months, 6 months going by and you're not realizing that something's not progressing as it should. But I think that allows for internal flexibility. Recently, I was talking with one of my college roommates and a really dear friend of mine, Kelly Wilson. And one of the things I talked about that I like, that I think could be even just translated in general, is having a buddy system at work. And what does that mean? That means that we'll know that each other is going to fill each other in on what happened at work. Like if I had to miss a meeting, you would tell me what happened. If you had to miss something, vice versa. And so they had some of those interesting strategies that literally cost the organization nothing, but actually help people help each other.